Hopefully you can hear me clearly because where I am right now in my compound, there's a lot of hair due to the season at which we are in. We are in a raining season here in Nigeria. Waking up today tends to look a little bit boring. And sometimes when you wake up, the energy around you feels like it's low. Feel like you're not in control of that day. And it's a normal thing. Sometimes you're not in control of the day. Most people think that when they wake up in the morning and they are being excited, it's simply because they have the day rolling. They are not aware that it is the energy of that day that keeps them happy, and so they think they are in control of that particular day. But what happens when you wake up and everything around you seems to be boring? Most times, even when good things happen in your life. I've been awake since for over 8 hours? For over 6 hours right now. And the day feels so boring. And I wanted to practice one of the things I mostly do to control the day when I feel like the day is out of my control. I most times talk about it that sometimes I'm going to come on live. But today is an example. So it's a better time for me to talk about it. The good thing about internet age is that you can learn a lot of things without actually going to certain areas to practice these things. So I learned few things. Few things I was able to learn about is the importance of nature. And right in the estate where some of my property, so despite the fact that they promised us a recreation center and they did not provide the recreation center, I created my own recreation center. One of it is this apple tree. I planted it in 2020 during the time of COVID. Hopefully it's not going to rain because, the, the benefit of planting trees within your compound is that they have certain energy around them. This shouldn't be anyone telling you anything that looks conspiracy or controversial. This is real. If your body has energy, if the food you put in your body has its own energy, and that's why they say you eat organic food rather than taking inorganic things, then you should know there's energy in what you eat. So if there's energy in the meat you eat, why would you think there's no energy around the plants you have? So I plant things like apple tree, coconut trees. Um, there's this one they call, what they call this one again? Sharp sharp. Just this very sweet this thing. I have bitter leaf and the rest of it that I plant in my compound here. And the reason is for me to consume them sometimes, but I'm not in the season of apple. If this was the season of apple, you would see apple everywhere on this tree. But when you wake up and you don't feel too good, Some people will say that it is good to put your foot on the ground. I have tried it and I think it's cool, but I don't know the effect of it. I've not been able to dial in the effect of it that much. But I think it's important and I think it works. But what I rather do is what I have control over. And what I have control over is the air I breathe. And how do I actually know that I have a bad energy today? I've been trying to avoid anything noisy. I cannot engage. Whenever I see people say things, I observe that I'm not feeling too cool within myself. So the best thing I can do is to do a little bit of practice. I don't like doing anything I I love hiding to do. I don't like putting it online, but I will keep it. Maybe I'll put this one on private, maybe on membership, but it's just part of it. The first thing is the posture of your body. Yeah. So the posture of your body is very good in a sense that it keeps your body in a particular position that you can accept everything that you want. I think that's the point. Some people will say setting up your spine is so you can connect to something higher and the rest of it. But I think that when you posture your body in a way, it's like you're welcoming. For example, when you want to have conversations with people and you kind of posture yourself in this way, you are more in balance observing everything that is going on around you. It's like you're more aware when you posture yourself in the right direction. The next thing I do as a person is I begin to use the nose. Sometimes your nose might get blocked and you might not be able to breathe very fine. So if that is the problem, you have to be able to free your nose so you can receive a lot of air. In my understanding, I think the hair has certain information that we cannot comprehend. But common sense should tell us that if I can call you from a phone to another through signal, sometimes if there's no waves of hair blowing, the network might not be that cool. And if the hair is also excessive, the signal, you would not be able to hear the person that much. So it is the balance of it. And this is the reason why sometimes when you're troubled and you're walking and maybe you're thinking of an idea and you keep walking, something will pop up in your head. Most especially when you are running and or jogging. The purpose of you jogging and you have ideas when you're jogging, things that you probably are not recalling begins to pop up in your mind is because you are breathing more air. And the more you are utilizing your hair and you're jogging, you breathe more than you would normally do. And in that, I don't know how it works, but there are certain things that happens without us knowing about it. And that's the beauty of nature. So when I posture my body most times, the next thing I do is I have to breathe. So if your nose is blocked, first thing you do is and the reason why I do this, you can do it as long as you can until you realize that your nostril can, the both side can actually receive air. Because one thing that we can always observe is sometimes in the day, one part of your nose is breathing better than the other side. Then at night, it switch from this side. This one, the right might be better than, might breathe in better than the left. And if you want to know it, if you're just watching me, you can hold and you breathe in, and you might not breathe in very well. So close this other one and do. So one of it will be clearer than the other. One of it will be clearer than the other. So what I do is to free both of them. One of them, one nostril would always breathe in better than the other during the day, and it switch during the night. We may not know it, but it always happens. You can just test it and you can see it yourself. So when you do it, you open both of them, and then we start the breathing. I breathe in, and I make the breath go to my brain, and I breathe out, and I make it come out of my mouth. The purpose of breathing out of my mouth is to bring out anything that is what do they call it? Like carbon, like stress can come out of the mouth, and I take a lot of oxygen into my brain. So more oxygen in your body relax your body. So most times, too many stress, maybe it's carbon, I don't know what name to call it, but when they are much, you wouldn't feel fine within yourself. So I haven't done it today. I'm just saying, okay, let me do it right now so I can use it in educating those who want to learn. And that's it. So body posture opened, shoulder opened, and then we go. My tummy goes in. I breathe it in, taking it from my stomach to my head, and I breathe out stress. We might be going about 40. I could not go that far because normally if things ah, when you're done with it, kind of you feel weak a little bit. Now it's because the hair around me is a bit much, and because this is this is rainy season, and the air is kind of there's a lot of hair around. So if you breathe in that much, you will feel the energy. I could have just collapsed. Normally, I would have done like 30 or 40. And what I did was the last breath, I just held it in my brain. And after I held it for a while, I will feel every of my body, or you feel everything, your body kind of starts tingling. Maybe that's the right thing. And then you breathe out a little. I was unable to go that deep in practicing that today. Because if I did, I might just trip off for a while. Ah, but that has reduced the stress within the body. In a sense, it has reduced the stress in the body. My mind is a little bit free right now. it is kind of easier right now for me to communicate to people, or for me to be in a good spirit, to have conversations, rather than the way I was feeling before. Now you can practice this for maybe 2 or 3 times. You repeat it, you do the breaths again, you repeat it until you get the result that the stress within your body has been relieved. That's the idea behind it. Amazing. So maybe later I'll be coming live. I just decided to demonstrate part of how I handle stress. Sometimes when I'm in a deep place that I don't want to find myself and it's stressful, it's part of the things I just do. And it works. Most people would not know, may not be aware I am actually doing it or doing that breath work, but it kind of works. Might be having conversation if my wife is free today. Most likely we'll be having an episode with her today, because this Saturday is just different, a bit different. So I think I'm free right now. I'll be coming live, and then let's see what today brings. Have a blessed day. See you soon.